For breakfast this morning, I'm going to try to get rid of some stuff that needs to be used. I air fried some butternut squash the other night and had this left over, so I was thinking I would make a egg casserole with cheese, butternut squash, and then I pulled this out of the freezer. It's just chopped up ham that's left over from our Christmas ham that needs to be used. I have 3 bags of this in the freezer. I have plans to make a wild rice soup with ham with one of them, and I will use probably just part of this for the egg casserole. I'm going to cook the egg casserole in my air fryer. My big oven is gone. It is no more. It had died before and we just pulled it out. We'll replace it for the new people, but I'm not even going to use the replacement because I don't want to have to clean it. I have this little pan that I will be mixing up the egg casserole in. I also have some potatoes that need to be used. I think I will just roast these in the air fryer, kind of like hash browns. So breakfast will be egg casserole with butternut squash and ham and cheese and hash browns. So I did a dozen eggs and then probably a cup and a half of cooked butternut squash. I just diced it up. I'm going to throw in some half and half, maybe a third of a cup or so of half and half. And then once that ham gets defrosted a little bit, I will throw in maybe 1.5 to 2 cups of that as well. And I think I'll mix in the cheese. If I put the cheese on top, I'm afraid it'll get too browned in the air fryer. I still might have to put a piece of foil over the top so it doesn't get too browned after cooking for a little while. I'll just play it by ear. This is probably about, I don't know, cup and a half, probably 2 cups of ham. See if all that fits in there. And I also wanted to mention that this pan is one of the stackable pan sets that I've gotten for the Instant Pot, and I believe it's the one that fits in the 8 quart, so it's the biggest. I have all 3 sets, one for the 3 quart, one for the 6 quart, and one for the 8 quart, and this one is the biggest one. And so you can see they come in really handy to use individually. I almost never use them stacked together as the set comes, but I love having them to use individually. And even this biggest size fits nicely in my just regular drawer style air fryer. I forget if that's 6 quarts or how they measure it, but it's a regular size. So this is about ready. I'm going to throw it in. I think I'm going to put it at 350 degrees. Poe really wants some. And I'm just going to cook it till it's done. It might take 30 to 45 minutes, but I will let you know how much time it ends up being. And I'm going to watch it to see if it starts getting too brown. And if it does, I will just lay a piece of foil over the top so it doesn't get overcooked. I do have my pan really full. I'm hoping it doesn't overflow, but that is a possibility because eggs rise. I'm going to put it on air fry. It's already at 350, so I will go up to 45 minutes and I'll just be checking it periodically. Now I'm just going to get these chopped up and tossed with some spices and a little bit of oil, and I think I'll go ahead and cook them in this oven. I have this pan that slides in. I'll probably put some foil on there so I don't have to clean it too much. Actually, you know what? I'll probably put them into the basket because that'll make them a lot crispier. So I think if I do that, get those ready, they'll probably cook, and the potatoes and the casserole will be done around the same time. I didn't want to go try and find the seasonings in the bins out in the garage, so I'm just doing bacon fat and salt, and that'll be plenty flavorful enough. It's been going for almost 10 minutes, and it's definitely getting brown. I'm going to go ahead and cover it in foil. Potatoes are going. Potatoes are done. They ended up taking about an hour to get all the way cooked, and then the casserole is still going. It's going to be probably at least an hour and 15 minutes. It was so thick that it's taking a long time to cook all the way through. So my casserole has kind of failed. It has been in the air fryer for an hour and a half, and it's crispy on the outside, but is still completely liquid on the inside. It did not work out the way I had hoped. So I'm going to go ahead and throw it in the Instant Pot and cook it for a few minutes and try to get it cooked through. Stop laughing at me. Okay, I also realized that I failed to pack my rack for the Instant Pot to have the pan sit on. So I'm doing a little hack that you can do if you make that mistake. And it's just putting some balls of foil on the bottom to keep the pan above the water. Pan is above the water. I'm gonna cook it for, I don't know, 10 minutes. That's gotta be enough to get it cooked through. There we go. All right, finally. Finally it's done. I should have just used the Instant Pot in the first place.